What's happening, people? Welcome to Comics in the Field. Comics in the Field is a brand new show where I'll be speaking to comics in the field. Everything from the craft to the culture and also their careers. You don't want to miss this. Got some bad boy comics and bad girl comics coming up. Like, subscribe, all that goodness. Peace. Aurie, talk to me about comedy. Why and what was your entry point?
Why? When you're younger at school, to be popular, you got to be either one or two things: is attractive or funny, and you don't really get a choice of the first one. So you try work on the other one just to kind of find your ground amongst your peers. And I think from that, I kind of picked up the bug of wanting to be funny.
Maths from a 9-year-old. 2 + 2 is 4. Bring the book, come. Watch me do this, innit? Bring it, come, man. Bring that book, come. And he brought the book to me. And I opened it up and I looked at it. I never felt so much fear in my life from a book of education. What they're doing is different from what I used to do. I read it. You'll understand the fear because this is what the question said. Question 7, and you tell me if you could pick out what threw me off. Question 7. Without the use of a calculator, how are you gonna cut my legs off and tell me to walk? That makes no sense.
My first stand-up comedy set, 22nd of March, 2010. And when I was starting comedy, it was predominantly doing gigs in front of my own people. So there's Black Comedy Circuit. They let you know when they don't like you. And that happens a lot when you're still trying to figure out how your comedy is supposed to be, what you sound like, who you are. So it happens so much that you have to tell yourself, all right, I didn't get them that day, but I'll do it again tomorrow. There's a show at Comedy Store called The Gong Show, yes, where you're given a time where you have to try and hit the crowd. I think it's 3 minutes. And if they don't like you, you get like members of the crowd that will hold their hands up and go, like, don't want him, get him off. There'll be one person, then a second person, then a third person. Once that's done, you're gonged off. I think I lasted about 1 minute and 40 something seconds, the only time that I ever did it. So in my eyes, I bombed, in it. And it hurts more because you're not just bombing, you hear this gong going, doing, get off, bruv. By its nature, that show is meant to, I mean, the crowd want you to die. That's the idea when they come down. Oh mate, they're ruthless.
My sister, for example, she's one person I've been really looking at because she's not like, she's a couple years older than me, but the difference is she's a parent, I'm not, right? Does anyone here have kids? Parents, make some noise. So you'll understand this. Didn't the whole pandemic let you know it's not the teachers? Your child is a prick. Your child who gave birth to this spawn of Satan, this demon I never knew. Because you didn't realize the kids were at school, the teachers were saving their life because you want to kill this little dickhead. You didn't know your child until you had to really look after your child all through the day.
Is there ever anything that is off topic? Is there anything that you would never find humor in? Or can you find humor in anything as long as it's delivered well?
So I have a rule for myself, but I also have a rule when it comes to comedy. I think any comedian can make a joke about absolutely, and I mean this wholeheartedly, absolutely anything, as long as you can make it funny and deliver it funny. Okay. Right? That being said, there are things I wouldn't discuss because it's just not for me to do so. So
because you think that some things are off limits, or you don't think you could deliver it in a way.
Not because it's off limits. Not because it's off limits, but I don't find certain things funny. Okay. So I wouldn't try to make them funny. Okay. But it doesn't stop me from looking at when other people do it and go, you were able to find the funny and deliver it in that way. Okay. I think when you start to license what people can talk about, then you ruin the ability to deliver an experience to those who receive it, to see it from a different perspective. We watch movies all the time. Like, there are many people that will say the topic of slavery is not funny, so I don't want to talk about it. But then you have movies like Django, where people had seen that and there were many that were entertained by it. I thought the film was great. If I was to sit here and carte blanche say, never should we ever talk about it or see any humor in it, then We wouldn't get a film like a Django, which is artistic licensing and it's not completely true. However, it's out, people enjoyed it, it got good ratings, etc. I cannot tell somebody else who may find that narrow corridor to walk a line of where something can be funny and say, well, the topic I don't think is funny, so you can't find that corridor. Just trying to be offensive isn't always funny, but there is funny that you can find in offense, and there's also knowledge you can find if you're willing to offend people and then come to conversation. I went to a private boarding school, but because I was bad. I would have probably lost some opportunities in life because I may have been easily influenced by the wrong crowd. So mum did the investment from young, so she wouldn't have to worry about me when I was older. And I learned German at school, and I also went skiing with my school when I was younger.
Look at you, all phone up and everything in the front row as well. You two, go to Dan Gargan in the front row as well. Who put the criminals up here so I could get intimidated? What's going on? I can't say nothing about my man. Blood, this guy is intimidated. He got two yellow around him as well. He's got his security over there. Every one of them balling as well. Look at them. Look at, no one likes you. That's why you're not up front. Shut up. Stay where you are.
Oi, I've got some quick fire questions to fire at you.
Okay.
Last time you cried?
At the end of the Super Mario Brothers movie, I stood up and clapped and said, this, for me, killer. That was when I was in the cinema when it came out a couple months ago. And I am not afraid, why are you laughing? I'm not afraid to say that, you know. That film touched every nostalgia bone in my body. That film, I stood up, I'm a gamer. So for me, I stood up and literally, I was like, yeah, this for me. And a couple of tears dropped out my eyes.
Richard Pryor or Eddie Murphy?
Eddie. Pryor was dope. Pryor was a template for Eddie, but Eddie took that and then was able to go a hell of a lot further. When it comes to his impact for me, culturally, it's gonna be Eddie of the two. Even though I really rate Richard.
Would you rather be short, rich and ugly?
Yes.
Or tall, smart, but forever poor?
Oh wow, the smart's and the tall one. I don't care about the height thing.
Really?
No, it's not me who does. I got so many friends that are shorter than me that are comfortable and confident. I don't know. I'm gonna go with short, rich, and ugly. Short, rich, and ugly. If I'm gonna pick any of the two, I don't care about the height. No, it's only, brother. But what's height gonna get you if you can't make money off of it? And imagine you're smart and you still can't make a money. Let me tell you something, right? From what I notice about how people are in the world, you could be ugly, it don't matter. If you're rich, for some reason, you're more attractive. For some reason. The height ain't gonna do me. What am I gonna do? Like, nah, man, be tall and can't afford, be tall and can't even afford Jordans. They're looking at me, he's tall, but look at his plimsolls. Why would I? Nah. I'm gonna go short, rich and ugly.
Your choice. Would you rather have permanent bad breath or permanent BO?
I'm gonna say permanent BO. You can cover up permanent BO with a thick hoodie and a jacket maybe, yeah? And
I don't know about that, Rich.
No. If you wash your skin and you just smell, at least you know you're clean, but you just permanent BO. The BO gonna creep out every now and then.
Every day. It's permanent.
It will creep out, but it might take a little hour or two. But with permanent bad breath, anytime you try to kiss your partner, anytime you're just in a regular conversation, and I act, anytime I'm in a scene, acting with, nah, it's gotta be, I reckon permanent BO. Yeah, man.
All right, I'm gonna give you the option of two superpowers. The ability to teleport.
Okay.
Or to know what people are thinking.
Teleport.
You want.
Teleport. I don't want to know what people are thinking all the time.
Really?
Nah, never. So one of the most beautiful things in life is what you don't know. Like imagine how you'd live if you knew what day you was gonna die. You'd live knowing that you got to do everything up until that day, but then once there's always a dread that day is gonna come, and no matter how much you distract yourself, you know that it's gonna be that day. And
but knowing the day you're gonna die,
yeah,
good things. If I know I'm dying in 4 years' time,
you could then set up and so on.
I'm living every day like I've got 4 years left.
Okay, so whilst I hear that, imagine you get to a week before, right? And there's things you haven't done because you know when you're gonna die.
Yeah.
you try to cram everything. You're gonna get to hours before. I don't want to live my life worrying about knowing what's gonna come, knowing when it's gonna come. And I think when it comes to knowing about what people are thinking, imagine I'm here, probably of everyone that's here, like everyone's probably enjoying the interview and so on. One or two of you are sitting there, this guy ain't funny. I don't want to know that. I'd rather just come and do the interview, talk.
Go about your business.
Like go about my business, thinking, telling myself, everyone here just enjoyed it. Yeah, I'd rather teleport, get to my gigs easy and get back home and save money on flights. Are you mad? I'm going, brother, do you know what? It's expensive to fly a plane. If I could just teleport, yes man, Falaraki, I'm good. Yeah, I'm not trying to, or not do that and then be on a plane hearing what everyone thinks about me and my BO self. No.